Crypto Cliff, how you doing, bro?
Doing pretty good. How you doing this morning, bro?
Oh man, it's a good morning. I already had my first cup,
That's what's up.
chasing it with a little water. You know what I'm saying?
What's up?
You get you some breakfast this morning?
Oh yeah, I just left Chick-fil-A. Actually, just got home about 5 minutes ago before we jumped on this call.
Hey man,
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A. Seems like I only want Chick-fil-A on Sunday, but hey, that's what it is. Well, look, man, we had a very interesting topic today. Interesting to some. I think it's something that we're missing in our community as a whole. But we wanted to talk about group economics. I forgot what they call it on Kwanzaa. Kuja like a chia or something like that. I don't know. I'll go back and figure it out, do my little research. Um, my boy Anthony Chambers said I'm here and on time. Maybe that was a shot at us being 1 minute late today, but hey, I'm glad he's here. Nah, he ain't that kind of bro. But look, man, let's talk about group economics, what that means as a whole, and then what that means in the space that you want to take it to today.
Well, group economics is basically when a group of people, most of the time it's a certain race of people, actually put their money together to actually build up a network to become a whale or become someone who has a massive amount of wealth, where they can actually move different price points. So, say for instance, to give you an example, say you had a group of people who say, "I want to invest into real estate."
Mm-hmm.
So instead of one person being able to say, okay, I can go out here and just buy one apartment complex, now you get a group of people to put all their money together, pool their money together, smaller portions of money to get a greater for the greater good of to buy the entire apartment complex at one time.
Gotcha.
Versus actually going to a bank or going to any other intermediary to actually borrow that money. Now you have this money sitting at hand because you have a group of people putting money in at the same time. Basically, you're becoming your own bank. That's what it means to become a group. They use group economics.
Yeah, the place I grew up in Long Beach, California, and I went back recently. So when I in the '70s when I was there, we used to tease the Cambodians because they would live 10 to a house. You know what I'm saying? Their front yards they would turn them into rice paddies. We had never seen anything like that. So front yard underwater. You know what I'm saying? There'd be 1, 2 Camrys parked out there, and we would look at them like they was crazy. And then more and more start coming, more and more start coming. And now, 30 years later, when I go back, and I'm not making this up, it's called Cambodia Town. Like it's official through the city, entering Cambodia Town. And you see doctor's office, lawyers. What used to be Eddie's liquor store is now a Cambodian corner store where you can get Cambodian stuff. And they really took over the whole community through and these were people who were outcasts. They weren't walking into Bank of America. They put all their stuff together and started excuse me, taking over their community, which we were there. And it is weird because it seemed like we didn't want to be there. We were trying to strive to get out. We were trying to go to the other side of town where they were like, no, we're going to take this and turn this into ours. And there's places in Oak Cliff where I live now where there's nothing but Hispanic stores, quinceañera spots, things that serve their culture. And we know a lot of them aren't even legal, so they're not bankable. What is it about us that don't want to come together as a group?
I think it's the fact that we've been together for so long here in the brutality we actually took on here in America by the
Mhm.
American system. It makes us actually want to disperse or be away from each other naturally. But to your point, man, those people actually have a culture. The
Yeah,
thing with us, black people, we don't really have a set in stone culture.
right.
Africans have a culture. Jamaicans have a culture. Haitians have a culture. Even though they are our same people, we are all black people at the end of the day. But we don't have a identity here in America, and
Gotcha.
I think that's where a lot of our problems come from. Even though we created everything here in America, everything that's good here in America was created by black people, and we're the most influential people on the planet. But the fact that we don't have a set culture where we can actually go back and say our ancestors came from this place, our ancestors came from that place. That's what holds us back. We all know, we relate from Africa.
Yeah.
Me personally, with the research I've been doing, I've been traveling around the world for the last 6 years. It shows evidence that we all came from everywhere on this planet, not just Africa, not just um, Africa, Lower Africa, Upper Africa. We came from South America. We came in up from the Americas. A lot of us have native blood in us and don't even know it. But the fact that we don't have a pinpointing spot to where we say we actually came from this spot, it
Yeah.
actually it works against our psyche. So And on top of that, like I said, the brutal nature of everything that's happened to us in this country, we've been taught to hate each other
Mm, mm, mm.
naturally.
You know, it's funny you should say like we don't have a homeland. Like you tell people you from Pensacola, I tell people I'm from Long Beach, right? And then that's just where we landed, like where we grew up. That's not a place that we can look to. I remember a few years ago, more like 10, I covered a boxer in Miami who was Dominican, and I went to Dominican Pride Week. And man, I felt excited and hurt at the same time because to them, I look Dominican because the Dominicans went from looking white all the way to the darkest brother you'd ever seen. Some of the baseball players from the Florida Marlins was there, famous boxers, and the music, the culture, the food, the camaraderie was something that was like just amazing to me. And it wasn't something like a Juneteenth that was birthed out of pain. This was birthed out of pride. You know, it was amazing, man.
Oh yeah, man. Just think about it, man. I'm friends with a lot of Jamaicans. Jamaicans are the most prideful people about their country that I know. You know,
Hmm.
outside of pretty much everybody in the Caribbean, they're pretty much prideful. But Jamaicans have a certain sense of pride, and that's because their lineage goes back to Jamaica.
Gotcha.
They have lineage there in Jamaica, even though we know that a lot of Jamaicans came from the slave ships. But they didn't actually go through a lot of the things we went through in America. When we came to America, they literally had breeding forms in America, but they
Yeah.
would breed different slaves together.
Yeah.
So I might be from Nigeria, Ethiopia, Egypt, South Africa, the Americas. I might have 15, 20 different bloodlines from
Yeah.
different places, but we don't know because we lost our identity as Black people here in America. So when you see Mexicans or you see Cambodians, Vietnamese, they have a large community in Mobile, Alabama.
Hmm.
Those people have a system. They have a sense of culture because they can go back all the way to thousand years and say my culture led me from this point to that point.
Yeah.
What we have to do as Black people is we have to turn around and just say, okay, cool. We know what we lost. How can we gain that back, and how can we elevate from now?
Yeah, 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 and that's what I'm glad you always talk about crypto being the biggest transfer of wealth since slavery. And so, since we are moving past that to now, group economics can be a real possibility. We've seen it in places like Tulsa, but where they burnt it down. We've seen it in other areas where legislation they would run freeways through our neighborhoods. But you always say that crypto can't discriminate. So this might be, or this is the great time for us to figure out how to come together and move some of these markets.
This is the perfect time for us to come together and move these markets because we've shown in this group alone, in our groups, and I like to reach outside the group because we have people from everywhere. But we've shown in our groups, especially the BMMO investors group, how we can actually pull together information and actually gain greater gains, greater gains in the financial markets. We've done that with a number of stocks. We've done it with a number of cryptocurrencies, especially with a lot of plays I actually put out there in the market. Like I put a lot of brothers on to Cardano when it was 4 cents, between
Yeah.
4 to 8 cents. And now Cardano is sitting at $1.55. I remember we got on the Novax play and actually gained from Novax. We got in Novax at $7. Novax went from $7 all the way to like $120 in like 3 months. So we proved that we can actually move markets. We can actually put together our information to move markets and actually make great gains off of markets. Now it's time for us to actually prove that we can actually put our money together and actually start moving markets as well. Now, I put out a post on Facebook. I want to say Thursday, and
Hmm.
I wasn't expecting it to hit and actually get as much momentum as it actually did. To be honest, I put out a cryptocurrency. It's a dead cryptocurrency. It's a cryptocurrency nobody's seen coming, honestly, and it actually went up 9,000%
Mm,
in the 24-hour period.
mm.
So matter of fact, I'm gonna read verbatim what I actually wrote. I
What?
said, "This is
Go
insane.
ahead.
We hear about these crazy moves all the time. Basically, I said, but we have the potential in the group to actually become our own whales and actually start moving price points in the market. So just think about that. Now, what I put into motions, I actually did some numbers on everything. I'm gonna
Yeah.
read off the numbers because my memory ain't all that good on Saturday mornings. So I got to go back and reference some stuff, even stuff I said myself. But what I proposed is I said we have over 1,700 members in our group. We have over 1,700 members in our group. If everybody in our group was to pull together and say we want to make an agreement to what we will actually invest $1,000 a piece.
Mhm.
Every one of those 1,700 members was to invest $1,000 a piece. Us pooling that money together, that would give us a profit, not profit, but give us a bank account. Let's put it like that. Give us a network of $1.7 million.
Yeah.
Now, with that $1.7 million, say we allocated that to a certain crypto project, something that brand new, something that doesn't have a lot of use cases, something that's a pump and dump basically, and we put that 1.7 million on that cryptocurrency at one time. That alone would drive the price point of that cryptocurrency up 100 points, at least 100x,
Yeah.
at least 100x. Because we will become our own whales. We'll actually move the market to our own, for our own benefit versus actually just going in and trying to get information and everybody moving at different times. It's
Right.
power in numbers and it's power in unity. So by me saying that is 1,700 members put $1,000 into a pot. You don't have to put your money into nobody's pot. You can hold your money. Our thing is we all need to basically invest into that one project at one time.
Gotcha.
Everybody put their money in at one time, one central time. Say, for instance, we say, okay, 8:00 p.m. on a Saturday, we're going to put this $1,000 in. Everybody hit their buy button at one time. Bam.
Go. Go.
You know what I'm saying? Go button. So now let's do the numbers on this even more. 1,700 with 1,000, that's 1.7 million.
Yeah.
1.7 million. 1.7 million going into one pot at one time, going into one cryptocurrency at one time, would drive the price point up at least 100x. Now, when that price, that 17 people, 1,700 people with the 1.7 million, once that cryptocurrency hits 100 points or 100x, that's 170. I think it's 170 million dollars that we just made overnight within a 24 to 36 hour period.
That's
Now
wild.
let's break that down. So you put your $1,000 in, it went up 100x.
Yeah.
100x. That's $100,000. That basically means you just profited $99,000. But let's take it even further. Okay, now we're sitting on 170 million off of 100x off of that initial investment. We could take that instead of just pulling all that money out. We could say, okay, cool. We're going to pull out 20,000. You profit 19,000. Take the rest of that money, build our own bank, and start funding our own products
And projects.
So now we've took $1,000 investment each, made 19,000 off of that $1,000 because we want to put the rest of it into a bank, and now we have a centralized bank that we can actually fund our own products and our own projects. That's group economics. So imagine instead of you actually having to go to a normal bank, Bank of America, or whatever bank you go to for a mortgage, now you go to BMO Bank. You want to get a house, you go to BMO banks, and we actually fund that house project. Or we become a real estate investment company. The sky's the limit at that point. But basically what I'm saying is we use group economics for our own greater good. We have the power right here in our groups to actually move mountains.
Yeah. We're a bunch of individuals, even inside, even without the group. A lot of times what happens is we've been taught to get our own. You know what I'm saying? We've been taught to get our own education, our own relationships with God, our own money, get out. Culturally, being able to stand up on your own too has been more valued than the group, right? And I'm with you. I believe we can move that. Anthony Chambers, a real estate broker, was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Because he knows the difficulties that people have going and getting loans. In fact, I got a home loan last year. And the fact that I was a veteran, but I had someone who understood the rules, because they denied me, man. And he went in and said, okay, here's 2 cases of 2 families who have the same numbers as Troy and Tamara Knowles, and you approved them. Why did you approve them? You didn't approve Troy Knowles. You know what I'm saying? And it was straight up redlining. And the person, it wasn't like a big institution or a big board that said it. It was some lady in Arizona who looked at us and said, no, had some implicit bias, and it's probably because they Black, and got and denied us. So you don't even know who's denying you. But if we had our own bank and our own systems, then we would, be accountable to our people.
Just, I mean, it's really, really, I want everybody to really grasp their mind around this concept.
Hmm.
Because, like I said, with that move, 1,700 brothers, 1,700 brothers and sisters in our group, putting $1,000 a piece into a pot. It's not like you're going to sit there, you're going to hold your $1,000. You're getting that $1,000 right back.
Right.
But that would, and that cryptocurrency was go up 100x. Now that cryptocurrency could potentially go up 1,000x. 100x is very likely in the crypto market. It happens all the time. But imagine that cryptocurrency actually goes up 500 to 1,000x. I don't even want to do the numbers on that. So now we're talking about billions.
Right.
24 to 36 hour period. A lot of people can't grasp the concept of that actually making that type of money in that short period of time. But it happens all the time in the crypto space. But imagine this. Now, like I was saying before, you pull out it's 20,000. Now you got a profit of $19,000. You already got, you'd have made 19 times your money already. But you take that other 70 and we put it into a bank. 1,700 people take the 20,000 out, but put the other 70 into a bank. That's $119 million that we have as an asset that we can actually use to move prices, to move things with. And this is the thing about this. We don't have to do this one time. We could do this multiple times.
Right.
We could do this every week. This is how the whales move.
Yeah. Economic whales, group whales, a whole bunch of guppies coming together to become a big fish.
Oh yeah, you think Warren Buffett and Jeff Bezos? You don't think them folks know each other? You don't think they move? You don't think they bet against each other and move alongside each other? When Warren Buffett actually dumped his airline stocks 2 years ago, you don't think he let all his friends know he was getting ready to do that first?
Right.
So they can all profit from it. The thing is, alone we're going to fall. Point blank. Period. Let's get that shit out the way right now. When we stand alone, a few of us individually will actually gain off things.
Yeah.
Individually, I've actually become quite wealthy individually, but my entire family is fucked.
Got you.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
And I talk 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 and I talk, but they don't listen. Or they listen, but they hear it, but they don't listen. But together as a group and putting money together as a group and pooling money together as a group, we can move literally mountains. We can literally move mountains. We can move Mount Everest.
Yeah, man. I agree with you on individual wins. We're big on individual wins. Yeah. We're big on what we like to call a testimony or how we were chosen. Right. And one of my favorite sayings is the chosen often choose themselves. We can choose to come together. Right. And everyone can win. Because, right now I'm Uncle Troy and my family. I'm the one who made it. And I'm saying, no, I don't want to be just the one. I want us all to make it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And here's a way and here's an opportunity to do it. And problem with some people is they can't hear it. I'm sure the people inside the group, because you got a lot of comments of people saying, yes, I'm down. What's the play? What's the play? Inside the group, we've already kind of identified ourselves as people who want to win. And so I'm a little bit more encouraged than I would normally be in my 50-something years of not seeing us work together.
Oh yeah, man. And the thing is, I'm not gonna put it out there in the group. We're gonna create a Telegram. I'm telling you right now, we're gonna create a Telegram for everybody who's actually serious, because we probably had 100 people say they're in, and only probably 80% of those people are actually gonna put money in. People love to talk and never have any action behind their words. See, I'm not a talker. I'm a walker.
Yeah, a doer.
When I say I'm going to do something, I'm a doer. I go and do it. Point blank. Period.
Yeah.
So if you're dead serious on actually making this move, because we're gonna do it regardless. You know what I mean? We're gonna do it regardless. If I can't pull it together in the group, if I can't pull it together in our groups and our personal groups, our BMMO groups, guess what? I'm going outside for this.
Well, I just wanted to share what a Telegram is, because you threw it out there and people may not know. This is an app. Telegram is an app. So download that app, and a group will be created. And I'm telling you, Cliff said he a doer. He don't let grass grow around him. You know what I'm saying? So just know it's coming out. If he said it's coming out, it's gonna come out.
Yeah, you got to be progressive in your thinking. So go ahead and put that into your mindset now that we're gonna actually make this move. We're not gonna have your $1,000 locked up for a whole year. No. Yeah. You're actually putting your own money into the market. We're just going to strategically put that money into the market at the same time, and you can pull your money right back out. So you might make your $1,000 back in the next few hours,
Yeah.
and plus profits. But the thing is, at that point, we need to have a contract set aside to say, I'm going to put this other 70K. And it's just lack for conversation. It could go up a lot higher, or could go a lot lower. I'm
Yeah.
going to put this other 70K. I'm going to put 70% of what I actually made back into the group, and we're going to actually create our own financial system.
We got a quick question for you by Anthony Chambers. He says, "Hey guys, do you think the African American community collectively identify the crypto market as an opportunity to create generational wealth? Do you think that's the way most Black people or the African American community is moving right now?"
I think some of us are, but that just goes to say for every community. Most people think crypto is still a scam because they can't grasp the concept of digital currency.
Gotcha.
But the thing is, in America, here in this country right here, Black people are actually leading the way in crypto investing. But the problem lies with that is a lot of Black people are investing into the meme coins or the shit coins or the more gambling cryptocurrencies. They're not getting the foundational aspects of crypto investing. They're not really investing into the foundation like the Bitcoins or the Ethereums or the XRPs or the Cardano, the Stellar
Yeah.
Lumens. They're not investing into those foundation coins. They're investing into Sheeb and Doge and all the other pieces.
They're trying to hit a lick.
They're trying to hit a quick lick versus actually learning the market.
Yeah. Well, Chambers asked how do you find out more about the group. Chambers, I'm gonna rope you in and make sure you get a invitation to the group, but also to the Telegram. So I'll hit you when we get offline. Hey man, look, it's a beautiful Saturday morning. At least it's beautiful where I'm at, and I'm sure it's great where you're at. Anything you want to say before we get up out of here?
Yeah, I mean, this my saying. It goes very well with our topic of the day, which is group economics and how to actually move mountains with group economics. And I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it every time we actually get on here. In order to change your situation, you have to change your mindset. And when you change your mindset, you change your life. And you might just change your life for somebody else.
And change your generational lineage. Someone is tagging people, and that's great, but they didn't hit the link on StreamYard on Facebook on the stream to allow your name to show up. So I can't tell. It just says Facebook user. Facebook user would like to be involved. And so for now, when you jump on the stream, there's a line right above this video that says click on it, and they'll let StreamYard use your name so we can know who we're talking to. It don't take long, and I think you only got to do it one time. And so with that, enjoy your Saturday, enjoy your day. I'm OG Troy Niles, and on behalf of Crypto Clip, we out of here.